Hi guys, Arthur Shakur here. I'm here today with Dr. Brian office. So I met Dr. Brian maybe a month ago. So it's the kind of one of the conference, right, Dr.
Yes,
Brian?
yes.
And I getting a lot of question lately. That's why I have to ask for Dr. Brian and about for low testosterone level and the low energy. So he's gonna be explained to you about like low testosterone level and then low energy. So yeah, Dr. Brian, go ahead.
Okay. Well, we know that especially in men, testosterone is a dominant hormone. It's one of the main hormones that we look at that has to do not only with when we think of that sexual function that we always equate testosterone to, but testosterone has many functions. In a man, it helps healing, it helps repair damaged tissue, it helps energy, it helps mood, it helps sleep. A lot of people don't equate to that. It also helps protect us from heart disease and diabetes. In fact, the lower testosterone goes, the more diabetes goes up, the more heart disease goes up. The lower testosterone goes in guys, the more weight it's difficult to come off, and the less muscle. And they can also lose bone. And so that's not a very good mix. In other words, as low testosterone goes down in men, guys age faster and they feel crappy. That's medical lingo for not that great. So testosterone is a very intricate hormone. And 5-6 years ago, it got to be something that maybe people didn't want to test all the time. And when you went into your medical doctor, they said, no, forget it, testosterone's not the one. But we're seeing a lot more research come around, and testosterone is now more in the mainstream. Like even in Vancouver, they did a study at the UBC, and they put an article in Vancouver Sun in 2011, which showed that at least 40% of males over 45 had low testosterone, but only 5% of them were getting adequate treatment. And in my clinic, when I've been practicing for almost 20 years, most of what I do is hormones. Most of my patients are actually females with low hormones. And so when you see guys as well, it's a very straightforward mix. You measure the testosterone, you measure, for a guy, you measure even estrogen, because the female hormone estrogen can build up in a guy and block testosterone. You measure inflammatory markers, and you measure something called human growth hormone. You measure all these in a guy, and if they're low, they're like anything else you do with a deficiency. You replace that. If the male patient's around 35, you replace it with some testosterone and maybe some things to help build some of your natural testosterone. If you're over 35, you just may replace it with testosterone. So there's different forms of that. It definitely involves an intake. It definitely involves still working out. It definitely involves a good diet still. And it definitely involves supplementation to make sure you're not deficient in anything. And that's really what optimal aging is, and that's really what involves testosterone. That's the only way to do testosterone. But it is quite a huge thing how a person can say, I've got more clarity, I've got more thought, I've got more drive. I mean, you take the testosterone out of a guy, they lose their drive, they lose their motivation, they get complaints of depression. And how many guys have gone to a medical doctor and gone in with complaints of depression and been given an antidepressant when they really needed testosterone? So that's Dr. Martin coming to you from a live tip for testosterone, and we'll see you next time.